Joining us now is Peter Milovar, Conservative Party MLA for Kamloops Centre. Peter, thank you for taking the time today.
You bet. Thanks for having me on, Joe.
You are the MLA for Kamloops Centre. This is happening at Royal Inland Hospital. What does this say to women in Kamloops, in the Interior Health Authority, that depend on this care?
Well, I think it's a concern, but frankly, it's been a concern that's been growing for years now. From the TRFO, which is a maternity clinic being underfunded and now under essentially closure, moving forward to midwife clinics that were underfunded as well. This has been unfolding for years. These doctors have been trying to get the attention of the minister as well as Interior Health for years. They've been offering proactive solutions for years, and all of those solutions have been rebuffed. And now we're seeing the impact to women's health, not just on the obstetric side, but as your lead-in mentioned, on the gynecological side as well, which is very worrying. And in Interior Health, and more importantly, the Minister of Health, I've been calling on for months now to provide a plan forward for stable access to care for prenatal, for obstetrics, as well as gynecological, and they need to step up and actually provide what that plan is moving forward.
So the doctors who have resigned their in-hospital privileges, in the letter, they say as well that they will continue offering outpatient care and they will work locally, and they say they are dedicated to the health of women in the community. But they also say we do not know exactly what this will look like, and talking again about the logistics of tapering off patient care in hospitals. So if a woman goes to Royal Inland Hospital right now and needs to see an OBGYN, can she?
Well, that's something that we're working through and waiting for definitive answers from Interior Health as well. So I don't want to speculate on that. I would agree with Interior Health. If at all in doubt, go to Royal Inland Hospital. They will still be equipped to try to help you as best they can. And worst case scenario, we do have the helipad and they can get you airlifted somewhere, which is still a much faster and safer option for you than other options. And so, but this is the underlying problem here, is that it's a community now that has been dealing with starts and stops in maternity care for 3-4 years. And it's all come to a head. If anyone thinks that 7 OBGYNs took this step lightly, they're kidding themselves. These are the same doctors that for years have literally been slugging it out, trying to get the attention of the Minister of Finance and been ignored. And if you think that this is just a Kamloops only problem, some of those concerns they have raised, we're hearing from other centres around this province. You look at Prince George had maternity issues this summer. Kelowna has had off and on maternity, but more pediatrical issues in the summer. And so there is a growing concern that this government has not been taking the steps and are not prepared to listen to the medical professionals on what they are saying they need in terms of supports and help to keep their services viable.
So this is OBGYNs, and like you said, we've been hearing about these warnings. We've been hearing concerns raised by other doctors, other physicians as well. Are you concerned there could be more resignations or more doctors pulling out of in-hospital care at Royal Inland?
Well, to be clear, our OBGYN cohort that had hospital privileges was 7. So that letter yesterday took care of the whole cohort in that one specialty. That's how dire and critical this actually is within Kamloops. So locums are great and wonderful. Obviously, we need more hired on for a permanent solution. But yes, you start to worry about other specialties. I hear from medical professionals in the community on a regular basis over my political life here on issues and concerns they've had, and I've never heard it this bad. But we are hearing it across the province. And that, I think, is the underlying biggest concern. And that's why I'm calling on Josie Osborne to make a very clear and definitive statement on what exactly is the plan. They've had literally years to work on it as it relates to OBGYN services, not just in Kamloops, but for across this province, to stabilize this. Part of the problem is, in Kamloops' case, there's a lack of prenatal care access for a lot of women. We have 40% of our population does not have access to a family doctor. That starts to impact prenatal care, which puts extra pressure by the time the new mother presents at the hospital, and the OB has to step in on the final stages of a delivery that maybe didn't have the proper prenatal care and is a much higher risk than people may have realized. Puts a lot of stress and strain on those doctors. There's lots of things going on within this field in Kamloops that has led to this moment.
One other question, and in the letter as well, the doctors say we are saddened by the lack of support for women's health, both provincially, and we are devastated that it has come to this point in Kamloops. It says Royal Inland Hospital has done what they could within the constraints of the health authority and the province. So is it the province? Is it a question of more money? They were very excited to announce a new medical school in Surrey yesterday. What could be done, do you think, in the short term?
Well, it's, the doctors are the reference across the province, and this is the problem. When those other services get impacted, now surgical services, what does that mean for women that need hysterectomies in Kamloops? What about procedures like a LEAP procedure or other things like that they need critical testing being done, biopsy type work that needs to be done in a more surgical setting? This is where Interior Health and the province need to get out, and particularly the province, because it is province-wide. We've seen it in Northern Health. We've seen issues in Fraser Health and likewise other areas. We need to know what their plan is moving forward to address these very real and critical concerns that we're hearing from the medical professionals. And again, this isn't just me speaking as an opposition MLA, and I've been accused over the last 24 hours of trying to politicize this. Well, I am a politician, but I have to bring voice to what I'm hearing from the medical community. And people might not like, from the NDP side of the ledger, the message, but the message has been very clear from the medical community on behalf of the rest of the community that things need to improve, and there needs to be a sustainable plan forward presented by government, because they've ignored the plans brought forward for systemic changes by the medical professionals themselves.
Peter Millibar, we'll leave it there for today. I appreciate you making the time. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Anytime.
Peter Millibar is the Conservative Party MLA in Kamloops Centre.